EGM Network.
This is an Evergreen Media Network production. And now, it's time to put you on the spot with EGM.
Hi, welcome to On the Spot with EGM. My name is Jesse Krisky. You know, holiday stress, it's a real thing. It's a real problem if it goes unchecked. But here to discuss holiday stress and mental health is the Executive Director of Mental Health Collaborative of Indian River County, Wes Samons. Hey, Wes, how are you today?
I'm great, Jesse. How are you today?
Very good, very good. Well, holiday season, we're here, and it can be triggering emotionally for a lot of people. Why is the holiday season triggering a lot of people?
Sure, that's a great question, and something there's a lot of factors there. I know, when we think of the holidays, normally, there's a lot of nostalgia of thinking of how it was as a child and the fond memories that we have, whether it be, celebrating Hanukkah or Christmas, and other holidays as well. But what we find is also as an adult, then it becomes sometimes stressful, right? There's high expectations and pressure on, supplying a holiday for your friends and family that they enjoy that's memorable, right? So that can lead to a lot of stress. Family dynamics, you're seeing family members that you don't see on a daily basis. A lot of times families get together from different states and, you have a lot of new people in your house that you're not used to being there. So sometimes conflicts come up and that can be stressful. The holidays also, of course, make us think of lost loved ones. So that can also sometimes lead to some anxiety and grief and seasonal depression a lot of times too. If you don't live in a beautiful place like Florida, a lot of times it's gloomy around the holidays. It might be snow on the ground, it might be gray skies, and that, as we know, can lead to depressive thoughts and feelings. And then, of course, there's the financial and social pressures of holidays. We're trying to provide extra a lot of times to make people have a memorable holiday. And that can be a strain on, not only our bank account, but also on how we perceive ourselves amongst our peers and other people in our community.
Sure, absolutely. Okay, so if we're seeing the signs of stress on someone we know, someone we love, whether it's a friend or a family member, if we're seeing them really stressed out for the holidays, what can we do about it?
Well, there's a lot of things you can do. Honestly, I think being available to your friends and family and letting them know that you're there to talk and be supportive, being an active listener, listening without judgment or without sometimes offering, resolutions to whatever they're facing, but just letting your friend or family member talk to you and feel like they're heard. And that sometimes can be enough to release that stress. Sometimes it's that simple. Other things is reminding your loved one that they need to take care of their self-care first, and before they can help. I always remind people that you have to be able to take care of yourself before you can help other people. And especially around the holidays, if you're feeling stressed out, that can manifest into some conflict amongst family members, people that you love. So you want to allow yourself to take the breaks that puts you in the right mental state to interact with people that you care about.
All right, very good. Family dynamics. It's a real issue for some families. Sometimes dad doesn't get along with Uncle Joe, or sometimes the daughter has political differences with the dad or uncle or whoever it is, right? The family dynamics can be a problem in some families, or an issue or a challenge, I should say. So how can people, deal with this challenge if you have, oil and water don't mix, but you can't pick your family. You got to get together for holiday season a lot of the time. So what can you do about that?
Right. You're right. And then this happens, I think, in every family. I think everyone can relate to this, right? Not everyone gets along, and the larger the family, the more, inter-family conflicts you're going to have. I think, if you're hosting family, I think it's important to set expectations before they come.
Okay.
Let them know that maybe there's certain topics that we're not going to broach this holiday season. We're trying to keep it in a positive frame of mind. Maybe we don't want to talk about politics or past family, conflict, things like that. Respecting each other's boundaries and emotions, like, identifying that someone might be on edge or, a little on tilt, as you might say. And so you want to give them the space and, and not continue to agitate that person. Right. So just being aware that that those emotions can flare up. I think that's obviously an important part as well.
All right. Very good. If you in yourself see yourself struggling with holiday stress and your mental health this time of year, what are some of the self-care practices you can teach? What can you do for yourself?
Sure. Absolutely. And I think it's both, mental and physical. A lot of times, reframing your thoughts. So not putting so much pressure on yourself about putting together the perfect holiday environment for whoever's visiting with you, right? And realizing that, you can reframe in your mind, it's okay, everything's not going to go perfect. How rarely do we have a perfect day? So things go wrong, it's going to be okay. That kind of reframing what's important. Yeah. I think sometimes journaling around this time of year is really good. And if you ask yourself a simple question like, what do I want out of this holiday? What's important to me? You start to realize, I think, the more you kind of dig into your thoughts and feelings, that it's really just being around family and enjoying their time. So it's not so much about having the perfect turkey dinner. It's not so much about giving the perfect gift, right? Right. It's about being around family and supporting them and loving them, and especially the ones that you don't see all the time. So.
Very good. And, you brought up nostalgia a little while ago, and I want to touch base on that too, because, everything is perfect back then in our memory. When we were kids, we had the perfect Christmas, right? But when then you talk to your parents and like, oh, you don't remember when Uncle was fighting with Aunt, and you don't remember. The kids tend not to remember the negative parts of the holidays, right? And so when you grow up, you want to have that perfect Christmas for yourself. But like you said, and not everything's going to go perfectly.
That's right. So managing those expectations is very important, and remembering that. Like, of course, we all have the nostalgic memories of our best Christmases that we had. Yeah. And then, that's kind of the way our memory works. That's why we enjoy the holidays so much. We kind of remember the positive and don't focus so much on the negative, as long as it wasn't a traumatic experience, of course. So, yeah, I mean, you have to just keep that in mind and know that, again, managing the expectations, it's not going to be perfect. But if, you supply a loving environment for friends and family, you're going to have a good time. You're going to enjoy it. And they're going to want to come back again next year. Yeah, so, yeah. And adding to the stress for some people, in many families, it's one person that handles the gift giving. It's one person that handles the planning. It's one person that handles, the cooking and the setup and everything. And the person that takes all that on, they can feel a lot of joy, but they can also feel a lot of stress. Absolutely. Yeah. So can you talk about that a little bit? Absolutely. Yeah. So, and that's one of the components of setting expectations before people come, right? So if you are expecting a large group of people, let them know, like, maybe, this is what I expect you to bring, or this is what I expect you to do when you get here. And if it's family, obviously they're going to be used to chipping in usually in a larger family. So they'll be willing to help, but also that helps you to not become fatigued. So if you are the person that's hosting everyone, you have to make sure that you're paying attention to your own energy and when you need to take a break, and not put so much pressure on yourself to be cooking and wrapping and shopping, 24/7. So that can definitely lead to burnout, and then you don't have a good time. Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Wes Samons, Executive Director of Mental Health Collaborative. What would you say are the top 3 mental health tips for navigating the holiday season? Do you have a top 3? Do I have a top 3? Yeah, I think so. I think we've kind of covered most of them for the most part. But all right. Yeah, absolutely. Number 1 is definitely managing expectations, making sure, like we said, that you understand that things can go wrong, but it's not going to ruin the holiday. So, when things happen like that, managing your expectations and reframing how you can problem solve to fix whatever problem that occurred. Number 2, definitely setting boundaries with family that are coming in. This will help cut down on conflict, let them know, like, what we can talk about, what we can't, what's
acceptable in your home as far as, refreshments, things like that, making sure they understand what environment they're coming into so there's no conflict there. And then, number 3, just being aware of your own self-care during the holidays, as well as the care for others. So we've talked a lot about families and large gatherings, but also be aware of your friends that might be isolated and isolating themselves during the holidays, and checking in on them regularly to make sure that they're doing okay. Obviously, inviting them to activities that you think they might want to come to. I know sometimes it can be intimidating if you're living alone and you're invited to a house with 12 people, and you don't want to be the 13th wheel, I guess that would be. But so you get the point there. You want to make sure that your friends that may not have as much of a social or family network during the holidays, that they feel like they have some place to go to, or someone to at least listen to them if they're not feeling very in the spirit, if you will.
Very good. Yeah. And can we reach out to you?
Absolutely. You can always reach out to us at the Mental Health Collaborative of Indian River County. The McCabe Connection Center that we run will help you link to services if you feel like you need them during the holidays. We do normally see a spike in calls in December. That's pretty normal. Just like, the holiday blues basically is kind of what we call that. And so 772-217-3663 is our phone number. So that's 772-217-3663.
And the website?
The website is mhcollaborative.org.
Very good. All right. It's right there on the screen, mhcollaborative.org. All right. Yeah.
I usually say .net, so it's good. I got it right.
All right. Very good. Hey, all right. All right. Wes Samons, thanks a lot. I hope everybody out there listening and watching is going to take care of themselves. Take care of your mental health. Take care of your holiday stress. Don't let it become a problem. And reach out to Mental Health Collaborative. You can always reach out, mhcollaborative.org. All right, Wes, did we hit everything?
I think so.
All right. Very good.
Thank you, Jesse, for having me. I really appreciate it. And I hope everyone has a happy and healthy holiday season.
Absolutely. Happy holidays. Take care, everybody. This is Jesse Krisky, EGM Network. We'll see you next time. Take care.